In this video, I'm going to show you our process of connecting LinkedIn and Pipedrive so that any good lead that we find on LinkedIn, we can just send it to Pipedrive without any manual work. If you're using Pipedrive and your target market is active on LinkedIn, make sure you stay till the end of the video. Before we get started, what even is Pipedrive? Pipedrive is a very popular small business CRM that's used by over 100,000 small businesses all over the world. And it's got a ton of great features, but a CRM isn't that useful without any leads, right? And the best way to find leads today is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is much like Facebook, it's a social network, but the people on LinkedIn have real jobs and have big budgets to spend on products and services like yours. So in this video, I'm going to show you our process about how to find your target audience on LinkedIn, how to start a conversation with them, and then how to get those leads into Pipedrive so that you can nurture those leads and eventually close deals with them. Let's get deeper into it. So the very first thing you need to do is just make sure you're catching the right people on LinkedIn to reach out to. I'll give you an example. So I definitely target a lot of sales leaders because we sell LinkedIn lead generation services. So for me, those are my ideal customers. So I don't want to reach out to everyone on LinkedIn. I want to be hyper specific and reach out to only the sales leaders that I want to reach out to. So the first thing I'll do is go to LinkedIn search and just find those exact people. So for me, I'm going to click on people. I'm going to click on all filters and then look at locations, which is the US. Look at the industry, which is going to be software development for me. And finally, looking at the title, which is going to be, like head of sales, something like that. Right. So that will give me a very targeted list because I don't want to reach out to everyone. I just want to reach out to these 1,000 people who are head of sales in the US, in the software industry. Now I need to catch their attention and make sure that Preston wants to talk to me, or Janine wants to talk to me, or James wants to talk to me about our lead generation services. So for that, I have to get into a conversation with them. Obviously, I can do all of that manually because there's 1,000 people in here. I don't want to, click on each button, go into Janine's profile, go into David's profile, try to start a conversation. So I'll use a tool called Salesrobot to actually make sure that I get into a conversation with them. Once I am in a conversation with them, I can just one click push that, person into Pipedrive. So let's see how that's done. You need to go to this tool called Salesrobot, click on create campaign, and we can just create it with Sales GPT. So what we can do is we can just go to create campaign with AI, and then we can just tell it what our site does, right? It's intelligent. It will write messaging for us and it will figure out who our ideal customer is, and it will use all of that to make sure we get in touch with them, right? So let's see what it comes up with. So now it's figured out what our tool does based on our website, and then it's figured out that sales manager in tech industry would be a good fit for us. So it's now trying to think about what pain points they face or what key metrics our tool would improve for them. And now it's trying to write some good messaging. So let's wait and see what it comes up with. Collecting pain points, collecting key metrics. Now it's thinking about the messaging, what we should say to them to get them to connect with us, get them to respond to us, and make sure that we, start a good relationship with them. Okay, pain points, key metrics. It's thinking about the messaging. Okay, so the first step is pretty straightforward. It's asking to connect. Now in the first follow-up after they connect, then, it's trying to say, I heard you're dealing with, so you can change it a little bit. You can say, as a sales leader, I assume you're dealing with time-consuming lead generation, consistent follow-ups on LinkedIn. Our tool Salesrobot, so we can just say, as a sales leader, I assume, so you can just edit what it comes up with. It's like your own sidekick, right, for message writing. So it's just writing these messages. Now it's trying to write a second follow-up. If they don't respond to it, it'll wait a few days and follow up again. So it's like your sidekick that's doing a consistent follow-up that you don't have to, right? So now it's trying to think of the second follow-up, just trying to follow up on my previous message, not email. Are you the right person? If not, can you point me in the right direction? Which is a good message, right? Because some people will say, hey, this is not of interest, right? So we've done some research and we found that if you use the phrase right person within a message, the chances of reply are 20% higher. So that's why it says this in the second follow-up. Okay, third follow-up, if there's no response, now it's talking about a case study. And then finally a fourth follow-up is busy, right? Now we just want to add a list of people. So that's dead easy as well. You just copy the whole list that you found here and you just put that into Salesrobot, right? And that's it. Click this and it'll try to figure out the name of the campaign. So this is like head of sales, US software industry. So this is what we want to name our campaign. So it's now trying to create a campaign and redirecting us to the campaigns page. That's it, right? It's that easy to automate the outreach to all of these people and make sure you get a response from them. Because on LinkedIn, you're much more likely to get a response compared to cold email. All right, so I'll just pause this for now. And once the responses start coming in, I can just one click push all of those responses into Pipedrive. So let me show you an example. So what I can do is I can just filter by all of the people who've replied to me, and based on the reply, I can just push them into, Pipedrive. So can people buy it as a one-off, right? So she's not a decision maker, but she wants to buy our tool. So what we can do is we can just push her into Pipedrive. So the way to do that is go to integrations, go to integrate directly, add integration, and choose the type of update to send. When we want to tag them from the inbox, we want to send them to Pipedrive, and the campaign could be any campaign for us right now. So click on this, click on next step, and you can just create and update a person. So you just need to link your Pipedrive account. So we've already linked it, but you need to probably link it. The way you can do it is through this API key that you can find inside your Pipedrive, but we already have it, so we won't do this step. So click on this person ID, so ID of the person. So you can just put in the email first, right? Like that's the number one thing, because the ID can be generated if you don't have it, right? And then the name would be full name, right? So you've put this in. Label, owner, organization, you can leave all of that out. LinkedIn URL, you might want to put that because we're talking to them on LinkedIn. So for that, that's going to be the unique ID. All right, so that's one. And then finally enter text. So person ID, you could just have a generated unique ID, right? As a okay, so you have the unique ID and all of this. So you just click next. So this is the create flow. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so this is the create flow. Now we want to do the update flow. So we'll just tag it as unique ID as well. And from here, we can just map the email as well. And the full name. Yeah, unique ID, email ID, the full name is already there, I think, because this is the update flow. And then hit next, confirm and activate. Okay, perfect. Create update person. So we can just test, click on test, and it will send a trigger to our Pipedrive. Let's see if we find this person in Pipedrive, right? So we just go to our Pipedrive here. We've got a lot of deals here, but you can ignore them. And we can just go to contacts here. Yeah. And we can remove the filter. Yeah. So now we can just search in Pipedrive for this particular person. Yeah, so that's where this shows up in your one of your contacts. So what you can do basically is, we can just search for this person in all categories. Yeah, let's just look at testing it again, and this will go. Yeah, so once you click on test at test.com, it will show up here, right? Okay, so let's hit this test button and we can see the prospect. Okay, so now we can see that this person has been put here automatically in our Pipedrive instance. So what we can do is we can schedule the next activity, we can send them emails, we can nurture them until they become a solid lead for us or ultimately a customer. So that's how you actually connect your LinkedIn to your Pipedrive. You need a bridge in the middle, which is Salesrobot, which actually takes those potential customers that you have on LinkedIn. It'll figure out what kind of messages to send to them on your behalf. It'll try to get them interested in your product or service. Once there's interest, you can just tag them from the inbox, and that from that inbox, you can just automatically send it to Pipedrive, right? And manage all of your leads there. All right, so that's it from me in this video. If you want more tips around how to use LinkedIn for lead generation and how to use cold email for lead generation, make sure you keep following me, and we'll have a big content calendar planned.